Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards! And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus!
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Seasons COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons looking like to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through, no one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year. Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus's and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of the town. And Hotep and them.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards! And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus!
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Seasons COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons
looking like to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through. No one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
Damn. Taiwan got hit with the bing bang boom. Hey, Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host at Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this is the Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat, Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
How do I sound today? People have been complaining about the volume. I think I fixed it, added the compressor and boosted the gain. So I should sound a lot louder today. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, if everything is sounding better than normal. 1 in the chat if I'm sounding better than normal. 2 if you don't notice a difference. 1 if I sound better today. 2 if you don't notice a difference. Appreciate all of your feedback. Who's in the chat? Shout out to Rue, Protocol, Oz, I see you. Happening, fam. Happening, what's happening? Hotep to the Direct Energy Lab. All right, good stuff. What up, Renee? Renee Vogel and the Chizat. Strong Dad and the Chizat. Happening, family. Real quick, I just want to make sure you guys are aware Super DAP coming soon. Super DAP is in production, beta phase, and all of that stuff. Go to superdap.ai and sign up, get whitelisted. You got Hotep in your name, it'll probably bump you up the list. But the fastest way to get bumped up the list for Super DAP is going to be in the link description box below. Join our Telegram group exclusively for Hotepistanis. Rich said he signed up for my locals today. Appreciate you. HotepJesus.local. Great way to support me. Appreciate you. Little highs on the EQs. All right. We'll play with it and see what happens. I tend to stream sometimes. What up, Jabari? Shout out Jabari, one of the producers of this show and Hotep's Been Told You. Welcome, bro. Soundboard coming through clear as well? All right, perf. What, can you hear this? No, I don't think you guys can hear that. I don't know what OBS did, but they muffed the sound. Really weird. Anyway, in case you're not familiar, Super DAP is a great way to do cryptocurrency swaps between your friends, and it even supports Bitcoin. Absolutely amazing. Shout out to the Syscoin team for making that happen. But also you have end-to-end encryption, peer-to-peer messaging, in case you're worried about people snooping on your stuff. But the greatest feature is the group economics feature. Got a social finance component to it. So basically, if we're all a group, you can receive quote unquote dividends, maybe is a good word to use, but you get an ROI on depending on how much you stake on the group. So if we're all in there, we're staking, we're all making moolah. So make sure you hit that Telegram link in the description box below. to enjoy that great new product coming soon. And also, it does have an AI component as well. So you have an AI assistant in there in case some of you guys need access to AI. Has an AI component to it as well. Anyway, how shall we begin the show today? I kind of want to start it. I want to start off with the race grift, get into other stuff later. Let's start off with Raven Simone has surfaced, surprisingly enough. I used to have a huge crush on Raven. I love Raven Simone. Then I found out she liked women, and I was heartbroken. Absolutely torn apart when I realized that my dreams to date Raven Simone are washed. Anyway, let's listen. Looks like she's on a podcast now. Bad idea.
Commenting on something that I said to Oprah back in 2014.
So you don't want to be labeled gay?
I don't want to be labeled gay. I want to be labeled a human who loves humans. I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
Oh, girl, don't set up the Twitter.
Now, when that aired, I felt like the entire internet exploded and threw my name in the garbage. There was so much backlash from my community and others that misunderstood / didn't hear the exact words that I said. And the exact words that I said is that I'm an American, not an African American. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American. A lot of people on the internet thought I said that I wasn't black. And I never said that.
Difference.
There's a difference between being black and
mean?
African. When I say that African American does not align with me, that label, it doesn't mean that I'm negating my blackness or I'm not black. It means I am from this country. I was born here. My mom, my dad, my great, 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 great. And that's what I'm saying. The pure logistics of it. I understand my history. I understand where my ancestors come from. I also understand how much blood, sweat, and tears they've soaked into this earth in order to create the America that I live in today. Free, happy, tax-paying.
So I know the ADOS, the FBA are celebrating. They love to hear stuff like this. They want the omission of African. And as I was listening to the clip, I had this thought. Now, I believe that, wasn't it Jesse Jackson that coined the phrase African American? Hold on a second. Let me see who this was. Okay, let's put this article on your screen. Let's dive into a little history and see exactly where did the term African American come from. I was in the notion that it was created by Jesse Jackson, but I could be wrong. So it says here the term African American may seem to be a product of recent decades exploding into common usage in the 1990s after push from advocates like Jesse Jackson. Okay. And only enshrined in the Oxford Dictionary in 2001. But it traces the first known occurrence to 1835 in an abolitionist newspaper. But now a researcher has discovered a printed reference in an anti-British sermon from 1782 credited to an anonymous, quote-unquote, African American, pushing the origins of the term back to the earliest days of independence. We think of it as a neutral alternative to older term, one that resembles Italian American or Irish American, said Fred Shapiro, an associate director at Yale Law School Library, who found the reference. It's a very striking usage to see back in 1782. Okay, so we know this term goes back to the early days. They're showing some more signs here. Afro-American, Africo-American. Oh, that is. Black American. That's all right. I just wanted to see where the term came from. Now the chat is probably chatting up and providing some context here. All right, so let's go back to my previous thought. African American. A lot of people hate that term. It's been challenged quite a lot. And now that I'm thinking about it today, watching that clip, it's bringing it back to my previous premise that identity is being stolen from people. For example, I said that, quote unquote, white people, your identity is not white. And the installation of a white identity is an erasure of your actual identity, where you come from, your lineage. And it's a deletion of memory. When you choose the terms black or you choose the term white, it is a deletion of your lineage, your heritage, omitting the ability to do any tracing back to as early as you can get without going to, what's the name of that website? 23andMe or some shit like that. So I was at church for a funeral earlier this year, and I noticed the term AME. And AME did not stand for American Methodist Episcopal. It didn't stand for Afro. It said African. I'll show it to you here. Type in AME. AME, here we go. Here we go, right here. African Methodist Episcopal Church. And they even show this logo. It's got the RGB, red, green, black. Right? Got the colors that you see there that are usually synonymous with the Pan-African movement. The term African was used by our ancestors, and let's see. So this was founded by Richard Allen, 1760. So this goes back to the early days, the early founding of America, or the early days of America, United States. Now I saw. All right, so the AME Church worked out of the Free African Society. Okay, there's another page that I visited before, apparently. Free Africans and their descendants. So it says a Free African Society founded in 1787 was a benevolent organization that held religious services and provided mutual aid for, quote unquote, free Africans and their descendants in Philadelphia. Okay, black religious institution in the city. So, the Free African Society is the mother, father, parent of the AME Church in some way. Okay. All right. So let's put that aside because, wait, here we go. The African method, this is the section I wanted to take a look at here. The section here on race, you guys can see that, cool. All right, so it says here, the African Methodist Episcopal Church has a unique story, as it is the major religious denomination in the Western world that have developed because of race rather than theological differences. Okay, so there was a church and black people were not allowed in it. So black people said, okay, we are going to create our own thing. And at this point, we're not black yet. We are African. Okay. So it says it was the first African-American denomination organized and incorporated in the United States. The church was born in protest against racial discrimination and slavery. So in opposition to racial discrimination and slavery, they are using the term African. Okay. This was in keeping with the Methodist Church's philosophy, whose founder, John Wesley, had once called the slave trade the execrable sum of all villainies. I hate that word because I can never say it. Execrable. In the 19th century, and what a vocabulary for somebody to have back then, right? In the 19th century, the AME Church of Ohio collaborated with Methodist Episcopal Church, a predominantly white denomination, okay, in sponsoring the second independent historically black college. Okay, so it born the HBCU, Wilberforce University in Ohio. Among their early founders was Salmon P. Chase, then governor of Ohio and the future Secretary of Treasury under Abraham Lincoln. We've talked about Salmon P. Chase before, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. So let's go back. So the term African American is not born from Jesse Jackson. This is something that was started by in the 1780s, 1760s. This is the term African was used to denote people of that we would today call black, and they used to delineate them from others. They call themselves African. Now today, if I were to call myself an African or African American, the red whites. Let's do a little, and we'll check on it in like 30 minutes. So let's type something here and see how the red whites might respond. As a black man in America, no, I'll say as a black man with U.S. citizenship, I do recognize that I am African. Let's just type that. Okay. And let's put black in quotes. Let's put black in quotes. As a black man with U.S. citizenship, I do recognize that I am African. And let's see how people respond to that. I'm sure
Commenting on something that I said to Oprah back in 2014. We'll
have commentary from all different colors of people, all different ethnicities and races. Mofax is in the chat saying we are not African. So, you know, we'll get that type of response, right? Say we are not African. And so coming back to my previous point, the early people, our ancestors, recognized themselves as African, set up various societies that used the term African, and they even named their church African. And then later on, so-called African American, and then that's destroyed. Now we're given the term black. Seems to me like somebody wants to erase our memory. Somebody wants to erase our true identity. Even when you look at some of the native tribes, East Coast native tribes, talk of Turtle Island, etc. But in this great document, this document here, I'll show you the book cover. The book cover right here. And the name of this book is The First Americans Were African, Documented Evidence. And this is written by a Hotep, David M. Hotep, PhD. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful document. He gets into genetics. And he gets into, you know, some of the documents or folklore of the natives. And many of the natives, I remember one story said the natives on the East Coast, referred to this place as Turtle Island, said that them and their ancestors came from the East. And if you're on the East Coast, East is Africa. Okay. So it appears as though somebody wants to eliminate the concept of African from our minds. It seems like an op. Okay. And everybody who will come around and say, you know, quote unquote, black people are not African, to me is the feds. Like you're just a fed, right? Like either wittingly or unwittingly, you're a fed. Because why are you trying to erase an identity and replace it with, if you call us American, replace it with a corporation? And then there's also, the origins of the term America. Was it Amerigo Vespucci? Was it the Amaru tribe? And, all of that stuff. So what I like to say is African is my ethnicity. American is represents my citizenship, my nationality. My nationality, the nation I belong to, is America. But my ethnicity is African. And I think that's the same to go for Italian American, Irish American, who are groups of people who tend to work together and bond over their common ethnicity. And they enjoy tremendous benefits. There's great stories of how the Italians and the Irish took over police. Irish took over fire departments, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, the way the story goes is the Irish weren't treated fairly, so they would firebomb places, and then who are you going to get to put it out? So they would firebomb places to make it so that you needed a fire department, and then they became the fire department. That's why some of them control some of the fire department. Yeah. So when she says she's not African American, to me, I believe she's been distracted from the psyop. She's been distracted by the psyop. And believed to, have some pride in this called America. And you guys already know how I feel about American pride. Anyway, let's go to the next story, and we'll come back to that. Maybe we'll call Mo Fax, and he can call in and give us his diatribe on the matter. But staying in line with the racial grift, and I'd love to hear you guys. Cassius Cam said, I'm an Irish firefighter. See that? See what I'm saying? This shit comes full circle. It's like in his blood. In his blood. I don't know. Ask Mo, where did the cradle of civilization start Africa? Jabari said, we are not a continent. Then what would you say? Tawi? Tawi American? Tawian American? Like what term? And why would we not be? Why would we not be? Interesting discussion. Interesting discussion. I see Strong Dad in the chat. I can't wait for you guys to call in so we can discuss this. I probably should have discussed this later on, but let's continue. So, Romeo and Juliet is getting a reboot. Romeo and Juliet, I guess, is getting a reboot. I'm going to take a look at this. So here's Leonardo Joni. She did perform at the Grift. Shout out to Leonardo. He says, in this version of Romeo and Juliet, Juliet commits suicide by cop, and the residents of Verona respond by looting the local apothecary. Wow, okay. Anyway, Romeo and Juliet, Tom Holland is supposed to kill himself because he can't have her, and this is the woman allegedly supposed to be Juliet. So let's take a look at this. Let's see. Let's try and be a little bit of a sleuth here. So, here we are, another one, new version of Romeo and Juliet. Okay. Here's 1996 Romeo and Juliet. Here's the reboot. And here she is. It says right here, just found this BTS of Francesca's photo shoot for Romeo and Juliet. I already love her. She's not ugly. She's actually pretty cute. Hold on. That's not an ugly woman. Kind of cute. I think those other pictures probably really bad. Like this is just a bad shot, right? This image right here is when, you first start out in acting, I guess. You ain't got the check yet. The check ain't come through, right? He looks a little like a boy here. Doesn't look that attractive. Now let's take a look. Let's let's dive into Francesca. Let's see who this Francesca is. Now I know everybody's gonna say this is DI. Romeo, Juliet. All right, let's see here. This appeared in the media 6 days ago. And what's her name? Here she is again. Got the natural hair out. Francesca Amewuda Rivers. Okay. So now we have her name. Pull this up. Pull up this African woman. And let's see here. Gotta admit, not a lot of these images are, they're not quite flattering. You know? They're not exactly flattering images. My concern is that Hollywood can make almost anybody look better than they usually do. So who knows how that. And we're going to come back to looks in just a moment. Wait. Hold on. Let me type in modeling. See what we got here. Interesting. Who is this? Who is that? Wait a second. Who is this? Wow. Is this her? It's not her, right? No, it's not her. Different girl, right? Different girl, different hair. Right? Dang. They probably made a mistake and put the wrong image of the. I don't know. So let's go back to tweeters. Let's go back to the tweeters and see what the tweeters are saying about this. You know, our educated tweeters and people with great commentary. Romeo and Juliet versus your local Wake Forest field hockey girl. Interesting. New Romeo and Juliet. Ain't that the dude? What's his kid's name again? Ain't he a rapper or something like that? Full cast announced. Okay, so who's in here? So Tom Holland. It looks like a pretty black cast. This cast looks really black. Oh shit. It done hit the fan. Here we go. This is gonna be great. So here we have somebody posting a clip of Nick Fuentes, and he says they are replacing white people. What time period was Romeo and Juliet? What time period was this supposed to be depicted in? And what areas? This is Italy, right? And here's the original images of Romeo and Juliet. 2 members of the Yamnaya tribe. And it looks like here they are Italian. Okay. From feuding families. From Shakespeare's work. And right around the time of the 16th century. Looks okay. All right. Just checking. Just doing my due diligence. I haven't been I'm not really, up to date on what's happening with Romeo and Juliet. So, let's go with the Uncle Hotep take. The Uncle Hotep take is, didn't y'all say y'all not going to be checking for Hollywood anymore? Y'all supposed to have deleted your Netflix accounts and all of this stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the Uncle Hotep take. My take is, is it going to be a good movie? Like the whole, race swap thing. Like, let me think about it. You cast a black woman as Juliet, right? Now, is that DEI? Well, I don't think it's the DEI in the terms of didn't earn it. I wouldn't say that. I won't say she didn't earn it because she probably did earn it. But, you know what we got to do? We got to check producers and directors. And this will tell us a lot about the production. See here. And, well, let's get some more information. Romeo and Juliet. Okay, let's go here. All right, let's see if we can find some information about the production. It can tell us a lot about if this is a DEI production, because my hypothesis is this is probably produced by a black person. Okay, so let's see. I see a lot of African names there too. Romeo and Juliet opens at the Duke York's Theater. Oh, it's a play. It's not even a Hollywood thing. It's a play. Okay. Interesting. So that changes things because Broadway has the concept of theater is very different, because in theater, I've heard stories of men playing women and women playing men, because theater is about being able to, now I don't agree with that shit, but theater is about, being able to perform. And if said person can perform the role better, then that's who we, and then sometimes there's a shortage on actors. So there's production issues on that, the way that's concerned. So her rep is Curtis Brown. I don't know who that is. Produced. Okay, so she's English. Duke of York's Theater that's not even in America, is it? That shit's in London. So this ain't even no American shit. All right, let's continue. So it's not American. This is London. It's not a movie. This is like Broadway theater shit with a stage. Okay. So let's try and find the producer. I don't see who the producer. West End production. So let's search West End production. See who this. The West End Theater. Just as Broadway represents mainstream professional theater in the larger houses of New York within its proximity, the West End, an area of London where their Broadway caliber shows are staged. Okay, got you. So instead of this being Broadway, theirs is called West End. We're learning a lot today. Jamie Lloyd is the director. Let's go and see who Jamie Lloyd is. Here's Jamie Lloyd, British director. Let's go check it. I know y'all want me to go look at his early life. Let's go look at his early life. He was born in Poole, Dorset, Southwest England. Studied at Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts. British director. We have the director there. I'll see his face right here. Here he is. All right. They got tattoos. All right. So who produced? Let's take a look. Romeo and Juliet, Duke of York's Theater. Producer. Jamie Lloyd Company. Okay, so that's his company. Interesting. Here it is. Here's the Here's the official website. You know what makes this interesting? The fact that Tom Holland has been casted as Romeo. That's what makes this interesting. Tom Holland, isn't he Spider-Man or some shit like that? Here's some of their other production. Click on that. What does it do? Okay, it takes us here. Tom Holland is Romeo in Jamie Lloyd's pulsating new vision of Shakespeare's immortal tale of wordsmiths, rhymers, lovers, and fighters. This might not be DEI. This might not be DEI. Because, these theater things come with a singing vocal aspect as well. So this might not be a DEI group. It might be she's just really freaking talented. We just got to sit back and wait, or fly to London and see the show, or just wait till it comes here and watch the show. I don't know. But it seems like so now I think what's happening here is it's just the woke right being triggered. I think that's what this woke right being triggered. Yeah, that's what this comes down to. Which is going to lead us to our next story. Going to lead us to our next story, which is right here. Put this on. So there's a profound tweet that was produced by Donnie the Don. He says here, "Good morning. If an octopus can unscrew itself out of a jar, why can't we unscrew ourselves out of tyranny?" And I don't know if you guys ever done any research into octopi. They're very interesting creatures. Very, very interesting creature. I have a feeling that if octopi could live outside of the water, they would rule the earth. They would be top of the food chain. It's just a theory. Probably a shitty theory. But these creatures are absolutely amazing. Netflix has this really cool movie about this dude who falls in love with an octopus. Not like that, but he like a family, became like a family. Really, really good for series. I really enjoy it. Mostly because octopi are my favorite aquatic animal. So she says, if we can screw ourselves out of the jar, why can't we unscrew ourselves out of tyranny? And well, I had an answer to that. And it leads us back to what we were talking about previously with the Romeo and Juliet story. And I said it's because the red cap is also us. Not only are we the octopus in this experiment, but we are also the red cap. We are the jar. We as a people contain ourselves because things happen. We divide ourselves. There's the black Romeo and Juliet. There's a black Juliet, with Romeo. They're saying, no, this should be all white. Now I'm thinking, are there any black classics that were replaced with white people? And is it a problem if black people replace white people with classics? I would love to sit in a room with people on both sides of the argument. Maybe this is what we should talk about. Is there a problem with black people playing traditionally white characters? And I'd rather stick in the lane of let's not do, Little Mermaid. Let's go and early culture. Early European culture. Romeo and Juliet. Anything wrong with that? I'd love to hear some opposing opinions on both sides. I'd love to hear people say, when they say there's not a problem, and then people that say it is a problem, and then tell me why it is a problem. Because my issue is there could be some hypocrisy here. If you sit around talking about identity politics, then you shouldn't care if Juliet is black, right? Because I don't see color. Color shouldn't be an issue, blah, 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 blah. So you can't say, I don't like identity politics and then say, I don't see color, I don't do identity politics, then be upset when there's a black Juliet. I don't think you can do both of them. I don't think, at least. I don't think. Writing a new story would take work. Well, this isn't exactly like Hollywood, right? My voice keeps cutting out. All right, I'm gonna check on that in a second. Hold on a second. I know what I'll do. Hold on. Let me property. No. Gotta go filter. Here. Filters. All right, so let's do this. Let's take the compressor off and just put gain. How about that? Let's go to gain. 1 2 1 2. That's probably better. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, that's probably better. I removed the compressor, and that probably fixed it. Thank you for the heads up, by the way. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about that when you guys call in. What else we got? But again, the premise is we hold each other back because we just argue over stupid shit all the time. We divide ourselves. That's really why we can't climb out of tyranny. Tyranny is it thrives off of division. Let's go to this. This clip was rather. When I saw this one, I thought I was going to see something wild and crazy because migrant crisis and all that stuff. This lady here, Lola Libs Suck a Big One. That's one hell of a name. America First, my pronouns are GFYS. What the hell is GFYS? Is that an acronym for like, get the fuck out of here, you son of a bitch, or something like that? Anyway, he says, NYC, folks, greatest city in the world? Not anymore. This is Lower Manhattan. Right? So when I saw the caption, oh my God, what am I about to see here?
I literally live in Guatemala.
He says, I literally live in Guatemala.
So unbelievably disgusting and tragic and sad. What is this? I mean, really? Do we need 10 stands of the same shit?
Trying to figure out what area is that? What area is this? Where is? He said it was what? Lower Manhattan. Lower Manhattan. Okay, so we're going Lower Manhattan. That might be. What is that near? That Union Square. Because Union Square will put us at like 14th Street, right? What does that say? South Ferry Station. Oh, that's all the way down there. That's all the way down there. That's like the last stop on the 1 train. That's before you get to, before you cross the Manhattan Bridge and head into Brooklyn. Yeah. Can't remember being over in this area. Anyway, my reply to this was, looks like capitalism to me. Right? Maj Toure says, so people practicing free market enterprise in America is disgusting. So many people have lost the plot. Yeah, this is what's weird to me. First of all, 36 million views? 10K retweets? Yo, it's got to be botted. This has to be botted because how do you have more retweets and comments than likes? Is this a bot account? Which brings us back to another subject. Elon's Twitter has way more bots. Just way more bots. The Staten Island ferry. Yeah, this is down there. Yeah, this is right there by the Staten Island ferry. Exactly. Somebody in the chat said, am I to be horrified by fruits? Yeah. So, all right. So maybe this is a Fed account And this goes back to what I was saying before about division, right? You got these Fed accounts that, they fearmonger, use the dumbest shit and people fall for it. This is weird. Is this a real person? Pin tweet. Maybe it's a real person. I don't know. Interesting. Maybe some really good engagement farming. I don't know what's going on. But yo, are we supposed to be alarmed? I saw somebody in the chat say something about, chemicals and plastic and fruit sitting out all day. And I'm like, wait till you find out what's in your supermarket. And how do we know these people are migrants? Like, just because they're Hispanic doesn't exactly make them migrants. I have a hard time believing migrants set up these stands. I have a hard time believing that. I think this is the usual, because even when I worked in Manhattan, even when I worked in Midtown Manhattan, you would see these stands. You would see the Hispanic people in the stand. So are they migrants, or are these citizens that just happen to be Hispanic? I don't know. I know they get a lot of bread. So if you're a migrant, would you want to go and like open up a fruit stand? Is that what you're going to do after you get your check from Biden? I don't think that's what you're doing. I think if you get your check from Biden, you're probably chilling in a hotel at the lobby or at the pool, waiting on your next check. I can't see you coming outside and setting all this up. Plus, some of these are women, and a lot of the migrants are usually men. What exactly are we complaining? Shit is so weird. The red whites are really weird. Really, really, really weird. Here's another story. Kind of like in the same vein as this one. It says here, wrong. Let's pull this up. Oppenheimer has been released in Japan 8 months after its global release. We spoke to historian Naoko Wake to learn why the U.S. refuses to take accountability for the war crimes committed in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and why all of this is relevant to us today. Where'd the community note go? Wait, there was a community note in here that said, yeah, because Hotep T-Rex said, I think this post in the comments, then the community note would make a great case study of the bait the left puts out for red whites. Yeah, this is definitely bait for the red whites. But the community note on this said something about she was a historian in gender studies and not like, great Japanese historian. But yeah, that you're right, T-Rex, Hotep T-Rex. You're absolutely right. This is definitely red white bait. Absolutely true. Definitely red white. All right, let's go back. Hold on, we got some supers. We got some supers coming in. Shout out to my people dropping the supers in the chat. Troublemaker Joni said there is a reason a ginger snatch is called firecrotch. Jonah, Italians are not white. Dennis Hopper told Christopher Walken all about the eggplant through romance. Jabari, $20 super from Jabari. Thank you, bro. Jabari says, hold on, I think I have to reduce the gain on. I'm peaking, spiking on the audio as we adjust here. Because OBS made some up. Maybe the update is better. Let's just adjust the gain a little bit here. Okay, let's put it. All right. Let's close that. Save that. Using skin color and your feelings as a determination of your ethnicity is no different from a man turning into a woman using their feelings and what they see to say who they are. Do your family history homework. I like that. I would not disagree. Oh, not. Roberta B said it's not the capitalism people have a problem with. If they're migrants, it's the shanty towns they set up in cities, towns, neighborhoods that people have a problem with. Yeah, but what we just saw wasn't a shanty town. It was something you commonly see in New York City, or the fruit stand. You see them in Midtown. Definitely see them uptown. So that it sounds fine unless you speak too low, then it's inaudible. Okay. All right. We're working through it. I'll figure it out. They're making their own jobs, which is commendable, says Andre Brown. Yeah. I don't know. I just want to know what to be mad at. I just want to know what to be mad at. Am I supposed to be offended by something? Let me know. Let me know, why I'm supposed to. What do you say? They never been on the train on a summer day. The mangoes come in clutch. Yo, it's been a couple of times I had to stop by them fruit stands. I ain't gonna hold you. That's true. Take this out the talk about some health stuff. I had this in the bag for a little while now. A woman by the name of Grace Price says, this is a huge day for X. My documentary, Cancer, a Food-Borne Illness, is finally here. It is only on this platform that I'm able to release a film that challenges big food conglomerate and mainstream health claim without fear of censorship. Here's a story of how I, an 18-year-old girl, spent 2 years relentlessly searching for the true cause of cancer. And she's got 4 million views on this. I retweeted it. Now has 10,000 retweets, 29,000 likes, 29,000 bookmarks. And I do plan on sitting down and watching it. But I just want to put that on your desk. You guys should probably go watch Grace Price, Traveling Gene. Her name, her ad. So go check that out. Because there's a lot we don't know about cancer. And I think there are many items within our grocery store that contribute, if not cause, cancer, called carcinogen. Now, Taiwan was hit with an earthquake recently, and people have begun to speculate. And I'd like to know from my audience, do you think that the Taiwan situation was a weather weapon or was it natural? Let's see what the audience. There's a lot of people that have speculated. Let's put the poll up. Let's see what the audience says. Everything in America is glyphosate. Damn, the poll jumped up quick. The weather weapon coming down now a little bit. Now, some people have speculated that the Haiti earthquake, the Haiti earthquakes that we watched before, some people have speculated that was the weather weapon. The funny thing is that you got to put 2 and 2 together. What did they say opened recently? Let's go to the news. Here you go right here. CERN is supercharging the Large Hadron Collider. Listen. If you're a conspiracy theorist and you see earthquake and CERN in the same week, you're going to start speculating. Okay? Now, one of the stories was there was some sort of ghost particles inside of the thing. I haven't gotten a chance to dive in, mostly because it pushed me to that, studying some other stuff. But that's the spooky part about all of it. That's the spooky part. That CERN opens up the same week as Taiwan situation. Now, 54 eclipse too, yeah. 54% say it was a weather weapon, because everybody else believes it could have been natural. I don't know. All I'm saying is keep your third eye open, because you never know. We don't trust the people that have the power to. Oh, I see what you guys are saying with the noise gate now. Hold on, let me adjust. I hate software updates. That's why sometimes I just don't update software because it's like the old version worked better, bro. I'm gonna drop my noise gate down. Hold on. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. All right, that's all right. Last story. Then we're gonna go to phone calls. I want to hear what you guys got to say. Is it wrong to have black people play Juliet? Anyway, check this old video out. Looks like this thing was released in the 80s or something. Take a look at it. 80s had the best conspiracy theory.
In your book that mind control slaves were permitted any drug except marijuana. Why? It's an excellent question. The effects of marijuana on the brain are not conducive to mind control.
It doesn't mean you can't be traumatized and put under mind control. It just means it screws up the programming.
Because it actually opens neuron pathways in the brain. It expands thought. I'm not going to stand here and speak pro-marijuana because...
No, because somebody be putting it in my car and popping me for it.
But I am anti-marijuana because we see all these ads on TV and everything, and even Dole and Clinton in their campaigns are saying, what's it, Dole said, guns, violence, and marijuana, you know, as if it's so violent because it is not conducive to mind control. They want it off the streets more than they want their drugs, like cocaine, off the street. Marijuana is especially targeted. I don't promote the use of marijuana as a Band-Aid for mind control because, again, knowledge is our only defense against it.
Yeah, she said marijuana opens neural pathways. Is that true? Let's see. Neuroprotection. Cannabis compounds, particularly CBD, have been studied for their neuroprotective properties. By reducing oxidative stress and inflammation, cannabinoids may support neuronal survival and protect against neurodegeneration, fostering a conducive environment for neuroplasticity. Wow. So let's talk about. I'm gonna try and find it, but they were talking about this. The Red Whites were talking about this the other day. I'm gonna try and find. I love having a vision for you. Let's. Okay, here we go. I think I found it. Cernovich says, here's Cernovich. He says, if weed heads would smoke a joint a night before bed, nobody would mind. That's not what happened. Bait and switch. We have empirical evidence now. We aren't 19-year-olds having a dorm room or coffee shop debate. Weed culture destroys society. Weed culture destroys society. Really? Hold on. Let me modify my search. Hold on. Because they were. The image. They were arguing marijuana versus alcohol. Here it is. Found it. Here we go. So, here's the image that they were. It says, I'm not pro alcohol, but still love this meme. And it says here, stoner society. Then it says here, these are alcoholic society. So you see development, and here you see a lack of development, at least structural development, right? You say, if you smoke weed, this is what you'll live like. If you drink alcohol, this is what you'll live. And I'm not too convinced. As someone who thinks both of those things could be, when not managed, I think they both could be destructive. But I have a feeling that these might be reversed. And here's why I say this. Let's do an experiment. Okay? We're doing an experiment, and we're doing an experiment over the course of 30 days. Right? You can take 50 people, put them in one society, and another 50 in another society. Okay? Give them 30 days to do whatever the hell they want. Maybe we give them building materials, whatever. My hypothesis is that the alcoholic society will destroy itself first because that's where the first fight is going to break out. You don't see high people getting in a fight. Like, generally, that does not happen. When you're high, you're usually happy. And the other thing is, alcohol is going to suppress your testosterone. So you're going to get man boobs in that society. You're going to get men acting like women in the alcoholic society. Now, they say, stoners, it makes you lazy, et cetera, et cetera. And that's not entirely true because you got hybrid and you got sativa and indica. These are the different types, right? Basic types, indica and sativa. And you have some strains of marijuana that actually make you want to get up and do stuff. It's actually pretty remarkable. In fact, I used to, before I went to the basketball court, I used to puff on some sativa before I played. And I got to tell you, I started to enjoy playing basketball high on sativa. I really did. And mostly because I would do some remarkable thing. I was like, yo, how did I do that? How did I even pull that off? It was an amazing path. Sometimes it seems like you're more dialed in. Sometimes you can get in the zone easier. But I think the marijuana society is going to win because of creativity. I don't know if alcohol is going to nourish creativity, but marijuana, for damn sure, they're going to come up with some really bright ass ideas. And I got to say, it's like some of the philosophers of Greece or whatever society you want to talk about, some of them used to use marijuana to get where they needed to be. Some use mushrooms, et cetera, et cetera. Let me see. Did Einstein get high? That's what I want. Yes, Einstein smoked a pipe. He thought the pipe contributed to a common objective judgment. I don't know if there was weed in the pipe. E equals marijuana, cannabis too. The internet is funny. It says, yeah. Reddit says yes, but we have no records of him smoking weed. So, I don't know. So, let's talk about that, right? We do some phone calls, have some questions. I'm going to go to the phone calls now. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. I want to know your take on, is it bad when you have a black person on Broadway, theater specifically, playing a white person? And which society, the other one you can chime in on is, which society do you think is going to be productive? The one with alcohol or the one with marijuana? And we'll be right back after the short, brief commercial break. And I'll take a look at the drug as well.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Seasons COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you? Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons look alike to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through. No one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
All right, we back. How's the audio sounding? Am I still clipping? Sidebar. I got excited last night. And I thought the candidate started today, but the candidate starts tomorrow. Hotep QT, thank you for the $5 super, inching us a little bit closer to that goal. You are appreciated. I found that I had better workout sessions because my sessions were dialed in and I could notice when I was hitting my limit before it damaged better. Stretching after was awesome. Oh. Good comment over on Rumble. Bro. Yes. Anybody ever worked out high before? You ever worked out high before? I don't do it. I haven't done it in a while, but my homeboy is a physical trainer. We used to go over his house. We used to chief and work out. I gotta tell you, like, it dials you in or something. It just makes you feel everything more. Especially if it's your first high. Like nothing's like the first high of the day. You work out high every day? Shout out to Haram Life. Yeah, I mean, I think you get a better workout. I just, for me, I wanna eat my weed. I don't want to smoke it. Ass Boys Entertainment, pause, says it's like a PED. Your testosterone shoots through the roof if you hit the right strain. Word? Throw on the music and you are in the zone. That's a good point. Music plus marijuana are an amazing combination. Yeah, it's going to give you that master. Ganja gives you that mind muscle. Now I got to fact check. Just type in marijuana. Or I'm just typing cannabis. All right. Let's see. See. The study here. For men that didn't smoke weed, the average testosterone level was almost double what it was for men who did smoke. Guys who did smoke marijuana had an average T level of 416, while non-smokers hit about 724. So that's one study that disputes. But that's one study and it's one strains. Can't say for certain, but not looking good. Okay, there's a different study here. It says marijuana. Because you got to remember, sometimes, all right, marijuana has been reported to have several effects. Marijuana has been previously linked to reduced adult testosterone. However, a study in Denmark reported that increased testosterone concentrations among marijuana users. So again, depends on the strain, depends on who's doing the test, who's paying for the study. This study was performed to estimate the effect of marijuana use on testosterone in U.S. males, data on serum testosterone, marijuana use, a whole bunch of science jargon I don't understand. Serum testosterone concentrations were higher in men with more recent marijuana use. Studies are needed to determine the extent to which circulating testosterone concentrations mediate the relationship of marijuana use with male productive outcomes. Interesting. So, y'all already know when we talk of testosterone, go get your Apex. Go get your Apex. And this is not made by man. This is made by God. Not made by man. Made by God. Okay? That's the difference. Everybody asks us, what makes your product different? I know y'all seeing the testosterone boosters online. We are not them.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
We are not them. We are Hotep. Anybody knows when you're talking to Hotep, we deal in earthly matter. We deal with God. We deal with nature. We deal with Amma. Okay? And in this concept of Apex, inside this pill are plant life, flora, okay? And these various herbs and roots of herbs, mushrooms, these things have properties that when conjoined with your body, do things humans can't explain. I'm just telling you. And because we can't explain it, you can't say it does what it does, right? So, for example, you had a legal case study with Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi did a legal case study, and well, he had a case, right? And in his case, he used the term cure, and that was the discrepancy. Now his case was dismissed because for whatever reason, I haven't followed along, but his detractors said that Dr. Sebi lost his case when he said he cured AIDS. And it's because he used the term cure. We're not going to get into the big pharma implications of all this. We're all privy to that. But what Dr. Sebi was doing was recognizing the plant life that goes with the organ or the gland. Okay, when God set up this planet, he put everything we needed. Everything. So this is creation theory, right? It's either creation theory or evolution or a blend of both. I believe in it. But I lean more creation theory. I feel like it just had to at some point, and then maybe there was some evolution after. Anyway. Even if, let's just talk plant life, budding from the earth are various types of things that evolve into other things and mutate. Everything that was needed for that to occur had to have previously existed. And that's what God created. He created the seed of life.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So when God created the seed of life, all potentialities were within those seeds. Okay? So the perfection of it is that we can recognize certain plants. Like people will say the red plants are good for your blood and this is good for that. And it seems like the colors be matching and shit. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that science is starting to detect that certain plant life communicate, quote unquote, with certain parts of your body, depending on how these herbs are digested or introduced into the body. Okay. So when we're talking about Apex, this herbal life that you take in a pill form, capsule, no added ingredient, we give you exactly what just what God intended. So we put these ingredients in there. The experts know, and there's studies that back it up. Shout out to Tanai Ricks. We got a CT, a chief science officer, PhD. Y'all know Tanai. If you don't, go watch my interviews with Tanai. Phenomenal mind. He's also a professor at a university. Okay. So these experts understand the plant life and have found out that these things trigger certain parts of the body. Now, the funny thing is, ancestors been new. Ancestors been told you. Okay. And for example, in Apex, you got ancient warriors, Aztec warriors, that before they went into battle, they was messing with black maca. Now you got red maca and you got black maca, but interesting thing about black maca is, and that's why I say you have to pay attention to the environment of things. So black maca thrives in a place where it's really harsh conditions of the Andes mountain range. Okay, the Andes mountains. And the conditions are so harsh that it's just harsh conditions. And it is through those harsh conditions that black maca, because it exists in these conditions, lets you know its power. And the ancients knew this, recognized it. So if this thing is living up here, it's gotta be something crazy inside of it. Same thing people find out with cactus. So you take that and you find out there are properties that interact with certain parts. They're also starting to figure out that a lot of these things are interacting with helping neurogenesis by how they interact with your cell. So when we introduce something to you, we are introducing to you what God intended. Okay. So the results are going to be how God intended. Some of y'all's microwave brain need your Adderall right now. And I absolutely understand that. But there's a different type of person who is not looking for quick results and looking for good health. Okay. And that's who we're here for. Active men who want good health. Okay. Because it's different to be active and you want PEDs or TRT or whatever the hell it is that you're doing, you're putting in your body that you good for you, and come find out that shit might not be good for you. Okay. You might find out that you take something and your hair start falling out, because that's what they say about testosterone products. You take testosterone, your hair start falling. Okay. And that's just a testosterone thing. Just type in testosterone and hair loss, you see what I'm talking about. But the issue is maybe there's an imbalance in your body with how those testosterone products are helping your body produce testosterone. Maybe you got too much testosterone for your body. Okay. That's why our approach is we don't want to boost shit. Because I don't want you calling me talking about your hair fell out. I want you to tell me, yo, I took this product and my hair still look good. Okay. So we do is we introduce what God intended that communicates with certain parts of your body. Right. Some of these plants are targeting your testes. This is where testosterone. So when we introduce this into your body, we want to take into account your health. We don't want long-term problems. We want you to be in good health. And a lot of this shit comes back to gut bacteria. Okay. Some of y'all are taking products that's introduced to your body into your gut, and it's destroying your gut bacteria, which is really counteractive to your goal, right? You want something that's going to be anti-inflammatory. So Many of the doctors will tell you, like, pretty much all the diseases are just inflammation in the body. So maybe the issue isn't that you need a testosterone boost. Maybe you have inflammation in the area where you are producing testosterone, or in the glands or other organs that communicate with your testes. Maybe you need to do some anti-inflammatory work so the body can produce the exact amount of testosterone you need. We just want to help the body remove toxins to bring your body back the way God intended. Clip that. Clip that. Will it regrow my hair? I can't. Hey, Tanai got a formula. You can go buy it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start promoting that shit again. I'm about to start promoting it. Cause he give me a cut every time I promote that. Matter of fact, let me go find that right now. And he a doctor and shit, so he know exactly what the fuck. And he a Hotep doctor too, so he's telling you real for real. So let's go to Twitter. Actually, I'm gonna go to my profile. Go to. And then we're going to go to phone line. Who on the phone lines? Let's see. All right. We got Goldstein waiting. Hold on. Let's get Goldstein in here. Goldstein, call in. Right here. Here we go. Got my link. My bad. Let me make sure it's still up, too. Yup. All right, here go my link right here. $350. If you want your hair back, that's the link right there. All right. I'm gonna post it on Rumble, even though they might remove it. All right. Your gut is a brain. Yes, says 2020. There you go. There you go.
Call from Murphy's Law Rescue.
Yo, Goldstein.
What up?
What up, yo?
I can't call it.
So what's your weigh in on what you weighing in on, the Romeo and Juliet or the Society?
I'm gonna touch on a few things.
Okay.
You said what's the take on the Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah. Should a black person or black people play these types of characters, especially from like ancient Europe, right? Like this is 16th century Europe.
Should we? No.
Okay.
No, we shouldn't.
Okay.
Because we have our own 16th century niggas we can play. We need to quit playing theirs.
Okay, can I stop you there?
Sure.
You're a girl, you act, and they come ask you to play Juliet. Are you suggesting that she should turn down a role and be like, no, you should cast somebody white?
No. Financially speaking, go ahead and take the fucking job. Because there shouldn't be my perspective shouldn't be the rule for society. That's just my perspective. That's just how I feel about it. Right? If a person wants to play a white person, or if a white person wants to play a black person, more power to you. So she's not wrong for taking the role. I just feel that in a perfect world, we would fucking have enough wherewithal about ourselves to stop doing that shit. But I get the fact you got to work as an actor too. So it's one of them things where it's like, I'm not going to fucking hang how I view life on this. It's just one of those things where it's like, I would prefer that we stop eating fucking Hollywood's chitlins. You know what I mean? Stop eating the goddamn guts that they decide listen, this is the fucking trick right here, goddamn it. They have 1,000,001 fucking franchises in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They've made franchises out of real life. So that's why they have so goddamn many. So anything about, these are actual people, anything about Billy the Kid and shit like that, all right, those are franchises. Now, Romeo and Juliet, they didn't exist, but they're a franchise too, because there's been a number of motherfucking iterations of this shit done. So technically, while it's not all the same people doing it, it's a fucking franchise.
Now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Rappers that name themselves after Italian mobsters that glorify Italian mob culture. How do you feel about that? Isn't that similar?
No, it's not similar at all.
Okay.
Not similar at all, because the gang and or culture of violence that typically spawns that type of thinking, like, I'm gonna name myself after this. You ain't doing it because you're Italian. You ain't doing it. You're doing it because that motherfucker killed up a bunch of shit. Right? And he was glorified at one point in time and idolized and put on a pedestal to some degree. Are you hearing me, Elijah Schaefer? Yeah, this white guy who was killing up a bunch of shit. Remember the Boston Massacre?
Yeah.
This guy was idolized and held up as some type of motherfucking, I don't know, I don't want to say something to be, but something to just be like, hell yeah about.
Okay.
Right? So that's why they do that. So if you want to name yourself after that motherfucker, that's fine, because there's no real substance there. You're doing it because he killed up a bunch of shit. That's not like that's a culture. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could see it as that, especially if you're someone who lived in that, but I don't think it really should be. But this movie shit, these movies and this, like, Shakespeare is a part of their shit. That's their shit, right? So he wrote the shit, let them have the shit, because it's like similar. And this is where it goes both ways, kind of, for me, because black folks should not be upset if white folks want to start making white Malcolm X's and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why this pisses white people off the most. It's not so much that they give a fuck that there's a black Juliet. They don't give a fuck about shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't. It's the fact that they can't make a white Malcolm X. That's what fucks with them.
Oh, this is the Hotep brother.
Right? When they attempt to, or anything like that, then here comes the boom from all the fucking politicians and the corporations and all the motherfucking politicians and corporations' political fronts like BLM. So here comes all the criticism their way.
I see what you're saying.
And it's, look, and here's the thing, is that every time this shit comes up, they act like there's no criticism levied in the other fucking direction. Like black folks just get away with this shit. But y'all called that fish-looking bitch all kinds of shit for playing the Little Mermaid. And she was the perfect motherfucker to play the part. She looks like an actual fish. You couldn't miss with that right there. Here y'all talking about her skin color. That her eyes are on the side of her head. That bitch was a fish. So you can't tell me that this was a, but that's what I'm saying. It's just one of them things where it's like, you know, I don't know. It's just, if they were allowed to be Malcolm X and shit, then they wouldn't say anything, bro. They wouldn't have shit to say, really. But they wouldn't say anything. They'd be content with that. And they wouldn't want to be that. They just wanted to know they could. Basically, at the end of the day, it's a bunch of kid shit.
Well, all right, let's come back. Let's rewind a little bit. Then we're going to go to Strong Dead. Let's rewind it. Okay. Romeo and Juliet is everyone's. Not there. Everyone's culture. This is a love story that we've all fallen in love with. We can't allow a black queen to. Here's the catch now. Here's the catch now. Fall in love with the white man?
The Hotep brother.
Huh? See, that's the part everybody missed. They crying because it's a black girl. I'm over here like, why Romeo couldn't be black?
The Hotep brother.
Why you see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the real psyop that the red whites missed. It's a missed opportunity. It's a missed opportunity. Because you could have flipped it. You'd have been like, yeah, we taking your bit. That should have been the angle.
They too busy crying.
They too busy crying.
They can't see through all the tears. Exactly.
Mo
We got
Fax
your woman over here.
Mo Fax would call that white supremacy.
Yeah. And see, this is why I know it be some bullshit, because actual white supremacists, because I got a white supremacist connect. Actual white supremacists, okay, they don't give two shits about that. Because they're like, those motherfuckers are Italian. They were half nigga anyway. That's how actual white supremacists think.
The Hotep brother.
Back.
So, it's one of them things.
Back. That's originally what I was thinking. I was like, man, Italians is black anyway, nigga.
Yeah. Actual white supremacists ain't fucking with Italians, bro. Ain't fucking with them in the least.
This is a whole different
Watered
this is a whole different ethnicity of people. Italians are not the same as Nordic.
Nah.
And we got Nordics crying about some shit that happened to an Italian.
That's it.
This is why we can't use these terms white and black, because it just makes shit too fucking general. We got to be specific. What kind of white, nigga? What kind of black? Where that nigga from?
Hey,
is he from Baton Rouge?
When that whole thing was popping, like when it was popular, everybody was talking about Rome.
Yeah. Right.
Man, the white homies, the actual white homies, them motherfuckers was mad as fuck. They were mad in a motherfucker. They were like, they're over there sucking the Italians' dick. What the fuck is wrong with my people right now? This is how we used to talk to them. They on the goddamn internet sucking the Italians' dick yet again. You're giving them statues in Philadelphia. I mean, he was going on, right? He was like, when are we going to learn that's not our culture? They are not white. But that's the level he's on.
Correct.
Like,
which is the right level to be
I
on.
don't know.
That's the right level to be on.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Listen, I try and help y'all out as much as I can. But yeah,
All right. Appreciate you. I'm about to get strong down here next. Pause.
Yes, sir, man.
Wait. Did we cover both of them?
What we missed?
Taiwan and the earthquake. Weather weapon or what's the name? Or natural?
I don't know yet, because it's tough to say. Why would they need a weather weapon for Taiwan? I know there's a lot of reasons.
Well, what I thought it was is, everything comes in threes, right? So we had when we had the Iran situation, I looked at that as being number one and not the boat incident being. I looked at, the Iran situation, number one, and I said yesterday, I'm like, yo, we're going to get something real soon. And then we got that earthquake last night. Same day I said it, we're going to get something real soon. We got the earthquake. That's what I'm saying. This might be a play on, because remember, when the nations war, they always war on neutral territory or somebody else's territory, right? So this might be an opportunity for the United States to go in and say, yo, Taiwan, we can help, right? And it allows us to put boots on the ground. You know what happens when we put boots on the ground. The store goes into the store, like you said, and the agents are running around,
Right.
It's
like
that
they
type
did with Haiti.
Correct. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. It could have been one of those.
I don't know. It's just there was resistance in Haiti, so I could see why they'd be like, well, we need to kind of kick the door in and get boots on the ground. There ain't no resistance in Taiwan. They know China's right there breathing down their neck,
Well, that's what the weather weapon was for. To get them, like, you know how extortion works. You go by the spot, you be like, yo, you need protection. Nah, say less. You come back the next that same night, you bust a window, you come back, you go, yo, you need protection? Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of situation. But it was like, yo, Taiwan, you need some help. It was like, nah. And like, all right. Now they got a busted window, the building's falling over and shit. Now we gonna be like, yo, you sure you don't want no help? You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's why
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
it all roads lead to Rome.
More than likely, listen. More than likely, I can't even give him the benefit of the doubt any goddamn more. More than likely, we just motherfucker. You listen. It's at the point now where I just feel like they do shit just to do it. They
Also
don't even have
true.
no plan no more.
Or hey, let's test this shit out. We just opened up the CERN bot. Let's test this bitch out.
Yeah, opening up CERN in time for the eclipse and shit. Getting ready to open up the motherfucking abyss.
Let me check on my experiment. I'm about to go to Strong Dad. I posted that experiment earlier. Remember, I posted the tweet about being African, and I said I was gonna see. I let it cook. We got 32 comments. I'm gonna go through the comments with them with you. Let's see what we got here. Africa is great, FYI. Where in Africa you from? What interests you? Say Tanzania. Okay. I'm gonna ask my Hispanic coworkers this. See if they answer Hispanic or continent. John Thompson, I thought we all were. I'm African too, bro. We all came from the motherland. Also just followed you on local. Salute. The Reef. 2 laughing emoji. I'm Lily White, and at this point in stage, American capitalism, Africa is looking pretty good right now. Dan Goldstein hung up. As a man married to African and made a family in Kenya, I hate when people do all these hashtags. I am African too. Okay, so let's see the white man right there. Damn. That's how you supposed to act when you got the Romeo and Juliet shit. You're supposed to post this man's picture. I'm African. Am I missing something? Why are so many acting like this is controversial? Somebody said, oh man, I thought you was indigenous like the rest of us. Uh-oh. I want to talk to Jabari about this too. Strong, is that Strong Dad? Thank you.
Call from
Strong Dad, yo.
Yo, what up?
Hold on, I'm reading the comments. Tell me what you think about some of these. We're all African. We're in Africa. I was born and raised in Africa. Now American. Lily White. I am an African American. You are just one badass dude. Wow, that's amazing. Somebody said, no, you're not. And triggered red, whites, and blacks now. Why is this triggering, Strong Dad?
It's not triggering. It's not triggering. I'm surprised at the comments that they're not that bad so far.
Yeah, me too.
You gotta let it cook for a little bit. It ain't gotten to.
It's still got to cook for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still got to cook.
It's probably not even in the algorithm.
No,
they still trying to figure out where to fit this in the algorithm.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So I got a lot. So I'm gonna start with the weed and listing.
Okay.
I like the warm up with it. It definitely allows for you to get in the zone, and you can definitely develop a mind-muscle connection. I did notice, however, that when I started, pushing my sets a lot harder, when I got more advanced in my listing, it actually got harder to give max effort when I was high. That mind-muscle connection is good, but there's a feeling of your body that you have when you're sober versus when you're not.
Yeah.
And that feeling, you can't be high on show day, right? So you have to pose sober. And, that you need to be able to form that connection with the body without an enhancement. And if you can actually do that, then, that's a benefit. If you can
I agree.
find that without weed, it's a really good thing.
I
I'm not
agree.
saying
That's
that
why I
it's wrong.
don't do it before the gym. I feel like, although I think it's just two different types of workouts, right?
Yeah,
And
it really is.
it's two different types of workout completely, two different experiences. But I think I prefer just the music and to be sober now. Not to say that I won't do a high workout every while by happenstance, but I agree. Yeah, sober is definitely. I prefer to work out.
Yeah, I usually time it, in the morning. By the time I get to the gym and actually get to my working sets, I'm about sober. So I'll be high, towards the end of my warm up, and right when I come in, I'm getting in the mode. I want to walk into the gym, really feeling myself and feeling the energy. But then I like to settle down into, who my person is and kind of work from there. So
Yeah.
that's what I think about weed.
All right. What was the next topic we had?
Okay, so you were talking about octopus and humans.
Right.
Maybe this could be a deep dive on another day, but I do think that because I know that there's a connection between the human genome and jellyfish and octopus. I'm not sure what that actual science is, but I have come across it before.
Okay.
But I picture, on another planet, maybe a planet where it's, even like a moon, is it Europa? I think Europa is the one that's all ice and it's water underneath. Like, imagine if that intelligent life is in fact, cephalopods, right? Because I'm pretty sure that's what an octopus is, if I'm not mistaken. So that needs to be a deep dive. That needs to be a thing because
I think they the aliens, yo.
Yeah. No, well, we are the aliens too.
Absolutely. But I think they definitely the aliens too. Bro. Some octopuses, some scary motherfuckers.
So listen, before I get on this appropriation, I'm not African American crap, I do want to say that I think that the collider, a long time ago they talked about how what they do with these colliders as accelerators is they create miniature black holes to study what happens from the aftermath of it.
Okay.
And just, they say that just one of these microscopic black holes could destroy us, could take us out completely. So
okay.
I imagine there's obviously more to the story than just that they've taught us about the reactions to, or the potential reactions, to playing with particles on that level. So that stuff to me it's all spooky, and it has to be a weapon. Why else? I mean, we're not advancing in space technology at any fast rate to say that what we're, discovering from this experiment that we've been doing for a while now is, provide what are we actually using this for? So,
okay. I'm with you. I'm with you, I think.
So, but anyway, as far as appropriation goes, Betty Boop was black, and we all accept her. Every Egyptian movie in the past, right? Every Western
Not
in
the
the
Betty
past.
Boop. Oh, he went to Betty Boop. Oh,
Right?
they did still Betty
But that's
Boop.
true, though. But that's true, though. From that era on, for a very long time, everything that was black was replaced with white. And if it was black, it was put in juxtaposition to some stereotype. So even though with Goldstein's point, I do agree we shouldn't really, it shouldn't fucking matter. Y'all complaining about a fucking mermaid. They were replacing actual black people with white people in movies for historical events. So what are you bitching about? You're bitching about nothing. That's how I see that.
I forgot about Betty.
Come on now. You remember the movie Gods of Egypt?
Yeah.
The fuck was that?
Well, it depends on what. It depends on what.
I don't even think the earliest Egypt we know those were white people. Those weren't even spicy white people, Arabs or anything like that.
Well,
they was just white folks.
Well, when the Greeks came in.
Okay, maybe that.
Right?
But they were depicting.
Well,
they were depicting ancient characters.
It's called Alexandria for a reason.
Right, but they were depicting.
And then after that, Ptolemy takes over. So they might have it during that. Huh?
No, it couldn't have been. These were the time period was during the time when Osiris and Ra were on the ground.
Oh, yeah, that's Kemet. That's not Egypt. That's Kemet.
So, that's anyway.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I know you got some more in there. So we got Betty Boop. We got.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
We got to make a list. Chat, yo, help me out, yo. How much characters and stories have white people stolen from black people? I know they got all the Aesop's fables. House Fable.
Yeah. And also, do we know? Like, I mean, back then, them Italians might have been black as fuck. No one actually knows.
Yeah.
No one really knows. I'm willing to bet they might have been a little darker than the Italians that we even picture. So, does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Like,
It don't
does it matter?
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
I just want to see good production. All right, so
Yeah.
our niggas is our niggas African.
Yes.
Yeah.
My ancestors were from Africa. Period. And here's the thing. If you the out of Africa theory, right? The people who debated against that, there's about four groups who debated against that. The redacted people who debated Dr. Clark, the ADOS cult led by the lesbian Fed, Yvette Carnell, the FBA cult led by the Fed Tariq Nasheed, and then the Black Indigenous group, which are separate from all of them but are used by them as a way to bolster whatever dumb argument they create.
Right.
Those are the only people who actually argue that we're not out of Africa. And if we're not going to if you're one of the people who believes in that, but you're not a part of that group, then you're an ancient astronaut theorist. Because if you believe in creation, evolution, or you believe in divine creation, either way, it places us in Africa. It places us in Mesopotamia. It places us there. But if you don't believe in that, the only way for humans to actually be, to have an origin point in all these different places in the world is through the ancient alien theory. That's the only way. So,
yeah,
just admit you're an ancient astronaut theorist, Mofax. Just admit it. I've rest my case.
I ain't mad at it. I'm just trying to think of counter argument. They try to say have a carrying. That's what I'm hearing.
That doesn't matter. Like,
and the other one is like Jabari said, you from the continent, right? And we call Europe a continent, even though it's not even a continent, right there. And we call Europeans European. You're European. We don't. So why is it that when it comes to Africa, we got to say exactly where we from? If Europe is a continent and it's not a continent, then
and they can just be European,
and they can call themselves European. Why can't I call myself African? I want somebody.
As long as we give the Asian American peace for calling himself an Asian American. It doesn't matter.
Nobody bothers them.
See him, you know what I'm saying? When we see him do his dragon shit in Carolina and all that, when we see him do his stuff here, we don't bat an eye. We don't bat an eye.
And Asian includes the brown people and the slanted eye people.
Exactly. We're not. It's not even just one small group. For us, I feel like it's weird to think that your origin starts here as a descendant of a slave.
Right.
They're like, there is no place. There's no place called slavery. There is no country called black. Like, we're African American, nigga. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Either you're further down the line or you're not. You're watered down or you're not. I think niggas just don't want to be watered down. They want to be pure something, so they got to be pure black American because they can't be pure African. But what the fuck does that even mean at the end of the day?
Yeah. I lean. That's about it. Let me go to Brendan and see what he's talking about. Appreciate your comment.
Hell yeah.
Hi, yo.
Yep, Hotep and Bill.
Brendan, call in. I don't think we're further without opinion. Let's see who we got here. Jonah, every one of y'all wrong about the earthquake. I'm gonna come with the truth. Here we go. What we've been waiting for. It's what we've been waiting for. Come with it, Jonah. Hotep Cutie. $10 super. Appreciate you. Much appreciate. We have hit our goal today. Salute to the fan for helping us hit our goal today. We don't ask for much. All of it help.
Call from
Brendan. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what up, man?
Not much. I was calling in. I was talk about the Taiwan thing first. Then I have a question for you.
All right.
So last time I called in, or maybe last time before that, called in, talked about this space weather newsman.
Okay.
The reason one of his reasons I follow him is because the sun affects earthquakes.
The sun or what?
Like I'm on the sun causes earthquakes.
The sun causes
large
earthquakes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And the space weather news guy predicted the Taiwan earthquake, not its exact location, but that there would be a 7+ magnitude earthquake.
Oh, wow.
Last week.
Okay. I'm following.
Because there's like a coronal hole in the sun that when that coronal hole faces the Earth perfectly, it lowers the amount of like X-rays or whatever that are being projected at the Earth, and in the absence of those, earthquakes happen. So every time there's a massive earthquake of that scale, you can look at the sun.
Interesting.
And see the same thing.
Interesting. Okay. I like it.
So that's why people need to make sure their kufis are made out of tin foil and not aluminum foil. Because if they're made out of aluminum foil, you're going to fall for the op and think that man is all powerful. Man cannot create earthquakes that size. We can't.
Okay.
They want you to think they're that powerful because then you think they're gods.
I like that. I like that. I like that, Brandon. I like how you think, Brandon. That's the. I think I want to make that the take. I think I want to make that the take. Motherfucking son doing this shit. They trying to pretend like they got powers. That's why they published the Stern story. We almost fell for cops.
The Hotep brother.
I love that. Appreciate you. Let me get to Jonah.
Could I ask my one question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How many generations does it take till people are native to a land?
How many generations does it take? One.
One?
One.
So I'm a Native American because I was born here.
Yep. But you're not a Native American.
Well, I'm first gen. I'm a tether. So
You're an individual.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
But it's just the whole confusion around the African American, European American, all that. You know, British Africans. How many generations till we just start calling ourselves where we were born? How many thousands of years are we going to go back?
It depends.
Where does it stop? Because with the out of Africa theory, I'm African by that same standard.
You're not, but it depends. No. It depends. No, like the concept of that is you were not even if you believe the concept that all the human being started out as the African body. Talking. It does not make you
out of Africa theory, yeah.
Right? That's out of Africa. That does not mean you're indigenous to the land called Africa. Could have been created somewhere else.
Yeah. How many generations till I'm indigenous?
So that doesn't make you indigenous to the land of Africa. That makes you part of the genetic lineage of African people. But it doesn't make you indigenous to the land of Africa. Because if you were created in Europe, then you're European.
But how many generations till the Africans that came out of Africa into Europe? How many generations till they started getting called European?
As an individual, you're native to the land that you're born. But as a people have a history. History is a story. And what we do is we start to lose chapters of the story. And that's never good. That's why you had grandma would tell stories. Because through these stories, you got to know different characters that are your ancestors. Oh, your Uncle Willie used to do this, do that. And they start telling these stories and you start having history, right? And through this history, the individual finds their identity. So when you lose these stories and you lose these chapters, the individual misses out on filling out their identity. And that's the goal. The goal is to make you identify as the creation of the corporation, America, United States. The goal is to make you align your history with the one they created, and not the history of your people. But if we were to do a group analysis on black people, we would find various migration out of Africa into South America, into the Polynesian islands, into Australia, into North America, into Asia, right? You will find a pollination of African people. But when you ask, if you were to ask these people at that period, not now, but at that period, what is your story? They'll tell of their ancestry in Africa. And the point I'm trying to make is this is about identity. When you remove people from the origins of their landmass, you remove chapters of their memory, remove chapters of their story.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not, I don't know. I'm just guess I'm looking for a hard number on, all that. Because I definitely understand, I'm less in tune with England than my mom was because she was born there. My kids.
That's the goal.
Probably.
That's the goal.
There'll be, maybe a handful of English traditions I hand down to my kids, but not that much. It'll be diluted pretty quick.
See, the issue is when you detach yourself from that lineage, you detach yourself from the culture of tradition. You detach yourself from culture and tradition, right? So as we get lost in this new world of trans and, brain chip, we'll ask ourselves, where did we get lost? Like, where did we make the wrong turn? And if you don't know where you came from and you don't know those stories, that tradition and that culture that brought you along the way, you can't say, let's go back to this point in time. What were we doing at this point in time where we seem to find happiness, the thing everybody wants? So if we can point back and go, yo, look at how they operated in this empire. These are my people in Shanghai, Angola, or whatever empire, or Kemet, right? If for example, when you detach people, especially black people from Kemet, they don't see the papyri Ani, which is homophobic. And then you get rumors online saying that ancient Egypt had homosexuality. We're like, well, is this after Alexander? Because Alexander had a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the papyri Ani, which predates his, you know what I'm saying, his arrival, we're talking about people saying, thou shalt not have man lay with man, man lay with boy. You see what I'm saying? So when you detach people from that history, they lose their way.
I mean, I can see that a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I studied the Bible the most is it was the one that was passed on to me by my people.
Yeah. Well, you not white, you English. You need to figure out, how did English people survive? How did they survive under feudalism? You need to go study your people, know who you are.
Oh yeah, I've studied a lot of English history.
There you go.
There's a lot there.
So you English, you not white.
And it's the foundational culture of America.
You need to go and see what religious beliefs they had and what cultures in those religions they had. You can find some gems there. Don't say you white, say you English. Unless we're gonna have if we're having an uneducated conversation, we'll loosely use the terms white and black. If we're gonna have an intellectual conversation, let's be real and say what the fuck we are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would say, people have said, I'm not with one of the comments was basically saying that now I'm not saying that black people here are not indigenous to this land. And what I'm saying is I'm an African whose ancestors moved to this land, and that's what made me the individual indigenous. That's what makes us as a group indigenous to this land. But don't remove chapter 1. You want us to start off at chapter 2, chapter 3. Where's chapter 1? Okay, so chapter 2 is we moved here in this land. Chapter 3 is we the native, right? Chapter 4 is slavery. They trying to remove chapter 1. No, don't remove chapter 1. How did we get here? What kind of boats did we use? Who came here? What did they bring with them?
Agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Especially, well, I know what you're saying, but I got to go back to the out of Africa theory.
right.
Like you were saying, with the books from Kemet, there's a lot of similarities with the books of the Bible. They might be the same stories, just
Right.
different labels.
Correct.
So, that chapter 1 might be my chapter 1 too. So that's where, with these modern labels, I think you can start going back too far. It gets, just the whole conversation gets confusing.
Or it becomes focused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends on how you look. All right, let me go to the next caller, bro. Appreciate you.
Sounds good. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Jonah, go ahead, man. Let's see what Jonah got cooked up. He said he's gonna cook Strong Dad in the chat. I like Brendan's his solar theory. Don't forget me. I am debunking Strong Dad, says Troublemaker Jonah. Jonah probably gonna come with the same solar theory. I think he's gonna come with the same solar. I've seen people online talking about solar theory too.
Call from
Jonah.
What's up, man?
What's good?
What you got?
Good.
So let's hop right to it, man.
Sure.
Fuck all the niceties.
Okay.
How are you debunking?
Quote two skinheads.
Go.
Can I see quote two skinheads talks about the
Go.
media?
Go.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. So the first one is Screwdriver. They're like the biggest of the white power bands, and they say now we'll have a go at the TV and the papers and all the media Zionists that like to keep us quiet. So right off, they don't give a fuck about any of these white supremacists. They talk about the media. And
Okay.
there's the anti-heroes who are traditional skinheads. They said, fuck Hollywood, warped sense of reality where truth is always the first.
I'm not
catalyst,
talking
fuck
about. We're not talking about your little white supremacist buddies. We know the white supremacist buddies is on point. We talking about the red white. White supremacist buddies ain't red white.
You're talking about with Goldstein, but
Yeah, but we talking about the red white.
So let's go into the out of Africa. You know how I know it's not a fact.
Okay,
It's
tell
pretty
me.
simple. If you look at the mega list of Peru, Argentina, Australia, etc., the southern hemisphere is the oldest. All of the northern hemisphere didn't exist. So because we're growing out of the fucking North Pole. We're not on a stupid globe that's spinning around the fucking sun. Anyone who believes that, you're being lied to by Jesuits. You need to open your eyes. You can look up Krauss is his name regarding the cosmic microwave, which proves that we're a geocentric planet. And he outright says, oh, shit, this cosmic microwave just proves that all of science is a lie. And they found that in, 2003. Now, the other thing is, though, too, right, is if you go to the North Pole on Google Earth or Google Maps, you can't drop a pin north of 81 degrees. How the fuck are we on a globe if there's no 90 degrees? There's nothing above 81 degrees on that Google Maps on Google Earth. How the fuck did Asia, did China, how did Japan find 7,000 islands last year? 7,000 islands they didn't know they had, they discovered last year. As a Canadian, when I grew up, none of it. Yeah, there was none of it. It did not exist when I was a kid because we're growing out of the center of the Earth. The North Pole, Polaris, does not move in the sky. The Big Dipper moves around the Polaris, which is the swastika, and that's why every single nation, every single culture used the swastika because it's the 4 seasons, so you know when to plant, when to pull your harvest. Now, when we're going about the races here too, I've brought this up before with you, and I said about the fire crotch, right? The redheads, the white people, we're the fire race when you have the 5 basic elements and you have the 5 basic races. And you know the ginger snatch, it's called the fire crotch for a reason. But now, here's the one thing where out of Africa can never be proven. If we found a corpse that's they'll tell us it's 30,000 years old, but let's be honest, it's about 4,000 years old, right? If we find that corpse, we take it to a laboratory. Are we able to determine its race? Yes. Why? Because there's 5 basic haplotypes. When you study far enough back, the DNA dead ends. You cannot have, like, it dead ends at white people at a certain haplotype. The Polynesians and the Native Americans, First Nations, whatever you want to call them, they have the same haplotype. There's 5 basic haplotypes. That's end of story in DNA. How do we have 5 basic haplotypes if we're all the same people, same descendants?
I don't know. It's a good question.
But again, I'll pepper everything I said with that message I sent you earlier today. Scientific. Know it is all fiction. So scientific is know it is all fiction. From Latin.
Oh yeah, you did
People
send.
need to
Yeah,
learn to
yeah,
read.
you sent me that earlier.
Now, I sent you 2 other things here today. First off, the earthquake. How you're all wrong? They're produced by sound waves. The sound waves actually send sound waves into the moving plates, tectonic plates. I sent you the physics review or whatever. You can send sound waves into the tectonic plates as they're moving, and then that'll actually cause an earthquake. It's like published again too. No, it is all fiction, but somehow the science has to be real, right?
Earthquakes could be
So it
triggered
wouldn't be
by
a
sound waves that fluidize faults. Now, this is how the pyramids was built too.
Yeah. Now look above that too. When the people are talking about Romeo and Juliet, I sent you 4 different examples from Shakespeare and from Sir Francis Bacon. Shakespeare never fucking existed. He was a fucking idiot. William Shakespeare was a fucking idiot. The actor. If you're talking about Shakespeare, and that's why do they keep making Shakespeare, keep modernizing it? They're fucking mesmerizing you with magic. Oh, what is magic? It is the use of science and arts to manipulate the will of others. Huh? Hollywood?
Damn.
So.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And I love Strong Daddy. He always comes with great opinions, but explain to me the 5 haplotypes. If we can determine someone's genetic race by their haplotype.
As soon as I finish this book, I'm gonna be studying genes. I try to do them both at the same time, but they're both really intense. So when I study genetics, I'll get back to.
It can't be argued. There's 5 basic haplotypes. They all dead end. But next, when we're talking about weather weapons, did you see what happened in South Korea this week?
Nah, what happened in South Korea?
Yeah, again, you might want to look it up. Just type in like 100 million in South Korea and see if the article comes up for you. It's great. Global warming. They're actually running nuclear cores at fucking 100 million Celsius or 180 million Fahrenheit for 48 seconds. Global warming.
Nuclear fusion reactor in South Korea runs at 100 million degrees Celsius for a record-breaking 48 seconds. So why is this important?
No, if you're talking about CERN, like fucking man, they're replicating the sun on Earth. Does that sound like a wise idea?
South Korea's quote-unquote artificial sun.
Yeah, I'd be more worried about replicating the sun on Earth than I am about the particle accelerators because they're not too smart on that shit.
That's a good point. Good point. By fusing hydrogen atoms to make helium under extremely high pressures and temperatures, so-called main sequence stars convert matter into light heat, generating greenhouse gases or long-lasting radioactive waves.
Now, it's really funny, though, because you just mentioned helium. Now, if you type in helium in Minnesota for this week and you see the news article, they just found mind-boggling reservoir in Minnesota. So, again, no, it is all fiction, but some of it has to be real, right? So all of the
1.1 billion years to accumulate helium reservoir. Minnesota has mind-boggling large concentration. Damn.
So again, no, it is all fiction, as the definition of scientific is. But again, too, we also have to use common sense and say some of it has to be reality, right? Or they're just laundering all the money into these fucking projects that just don't exist.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
No, Oh, no, wait. I'm gonna go real quick on my theory. Anyone who thinks that like Africa existed 3,000 years ago, or that like North America existed as it is today, that's just not the case. Again, too, if you look at Japan, and you can type it in right now. Anyone can type it in right now. Type in Japan 7,000 islands. They just found 7,000 islands last year. Where the fuck did they come from? Because they just appeared. And these aren't islands that you step one foot on them. No, these are like islands that can be entire cities built on them. What, we didn't bomb the fuck out of Japan enough in the 1940s to not notice those planes or those islands?
Mm-hmm.
And then again, too, none of it. It's literally it's a territory here in Canada. None of it. They're literally telling you that none of it existed.
Jonah?
40 years ago.
Jonah? I'm looking at these haplogroups, and it seems like there's two groups of haplogroups.
There's 5 dead end ones.
No, there's two groups of haplogroups. Okay.
There's 5 dead end ones.
No, there's two. There's two. There's two.
Okay. Send it to me. I'll look into it. But
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now. You have groups groups without mutation and groups with mutation.
Yeah, but as far as that, there's still a total of 5 basic ones. Like when they do the DNA testing, that you can actually take it down to 5 different races.
There's five groups, but there's 2 basic kinds of groups.
Yeah.
Groups without mutation and groups with mutation.
Yeah.
The groups without mutation are described as Africa.
Okay.
The groups without are Oceania, North Central East Asia, North America, a minor presence in South America, Southeast Asia, South Asia, West Asia, and Europe. This is haplo C.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are 2 basic types of haplogroup, one without mutation and one with mutation. So the out of Africa theory does not look like it can be debunked using your logic.
Well, hey, where's the mutations come from? Because then at the end of the day, right, you have to get all the way to the, when you stop there, you'd be able to say that the mutation ones originally started with one of the without mutations. But where's the proof in that?
No. Yeah. All right, let me get to the next caller, bro.
Yeah. No problem. Hotep build.
Hotep build. Let's get Ronan in here. Talk to Ronan. Sometimes you just know some shit, but you don't say it because you ain't got nothing to back it up with. But you be thinking it. Maybe Wikipedia is wrong, but in this human Y chromosome DNA haplogroup, groups without mutation, groups with mutation, provides here. Why would it do that? Then they got type. Yeah. So they said groups versus type.
Call from
Ronan.
Ronan, what's up, man?
Not too much, Hotep. That was a little spicy there.
A little bit, right?
But you gotta love Jonah's passion.
I love his passion. I love the way he thinks. And every once in a while he hits a home run.
Yeah, definitely. So I wanted to touch on the Romeo and Juliet situation.
All right, where you at on the Romeo and Juliet?
I think it's stupid. I'm getting really over this crap. We weren't complaining about this when Leonardo DiCaprio did his Romeo and Juliet movie, and John Leguizamo was one of the Capulets. A black man was Mercutio, who's my personal favorite character in Shakespeare, and everyone loves that film.
Yeah.
Everyone loves that film.
Yeah,
It's a great film.
Right.
So, and that film came out in the 90s. So it's kind of like, what are we doing here? But the whole problem here is that this is theater, stage performances. And as you are well aware, theater stage performances have always been diverse.
Yeah.
If we're
The
gonna,
rules kind of
I've been
change when you go theater. It's not exactly the same as Hollywood.
Exactly. And I've been to the Globe Theatre in London. And, I know there that when they still do shows in season, it's men playing as Juliet. Probably not anymore, but back when I went there, it was men that were still performing as Juliet.
Right. That's what I was saying. You had that happen, right?
So and no one had any problems with it. Right now, there's a big Broadway show in New York, and it's based off of the Henry, the one who had all the different wives. And it's a musical about the wives, and each wife, one is Asian, one is Latino, one is black, one is a redhead, and wonderful reviews. No one complains about it. I think the problem that we're seeing, and you talk about it with the woke right, we're also seeing that in pop culture. There is the woke right of pop culture, and I think that's kind of what you're seeing right now, where because she's not, drop dead gorgeous, and it's Tom Holland, and he's a Hollywood star, but people don't realize that Hollywood literally recruits mostly UK actors because they actually go to professional, acting schools. You can hate all you want about, Idris Elba and all those, but they went to proper acting schools. There's a reason why Hollywood prefers them.
Yeah.
And what's funny about it too is like, if you compare Hollywood actors to actors who grew up on the stage, there's a complete level of self-awareness with stage actors, and you see that with them. Tom Holland
is way more professional.
Yes, they're way more professional because they're self-aware of their
art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Hollywood, they're not self-aware of their art; they're self-aware of their ego.
And the dollar signs.
Exactly. The ego and the dollar signs are what pursue Hollywood. And in theater, it's the art, it's the dedication, it's the adaptation. Listen, if they wanted to do a Malcolm X stage play and have Malcolm X be half white, go ahead. People will go and see it. It's not that bad of an idea. You could probably make it into something pretty interesting. But you can't do that on the wide screen because Hollywood has become so it's become the cultural Marxist playground that there's no room for ideas like that. There's no originality in Hollywood. That's why you can have cool plays like this musical about Henry's 6 wives and them singing about their relationship and their demise. You get cool concepts in theater because you have intelligent people who want to kind of push boundaries in the sense of the art, not in the sense of
right, in the sense of the art, right?
But in Hollywood, it's about the agenda. It's about.
I think that girl Francesca probably is like really talented, and I think we're gonna be blown away. I think musically, she probably has a beautiful voice. I'm sure I could find her. Probably got a beautiful voice. I'm gonna try to find her.
Yeah, that's what's kind of funny about it is like when people were like freaking out about, oh my God, why is Tom Holland going next to her? I'm like, yo, he was a stage actor. He wasn't Hollywood. He didn't grow up in the Hollywood world. So that's why people can't comprehend. And when you have the woke pop culture people of the right get all hissy-fitty about this, it's like, well, have you guys actually been to a stage play? I went to a play called a play called The Elixir of Love, which was an Italian play which had subtitles. And the lead love interest, the woman, she was Asian. And she had to memorize the entire play or the entire opera in Italian.
Yeah.
So, that you don't get that level of craftsmanship in Hollywood.
She looks like she did Othello too.
Look.
So she's probably very familiar with this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I just roll my eyes at this point because it's like, if you don't know anything about the theater world, then please keep your comments and your racist grifting and baiting to yourself.
Love it. Love it. Appreciate you, man. Let me get to the next caller, bro.
No problem. Hotep and Bill, much love, y'all.
What type of bill? Can't argue with that. I have a feeling she's probably really talented. Do you think, ugly people need what if this is a DEI play for ugly people? Do you think ugly people, they say, people who are more attractive tend to do better in life. So maybe this is a situation where somebody ugly had to be really good in order to get where they got. That's what that's how I always look at it. Like if we're assuming that she's ugly, you have to be really good to be ugly.
Young Naga.
Young Naga, what up, yo?
Yo, how you doing, Mr. Hotep?
Life is good. Life is good. What you got for us today?
All right, so I'm gonna just keep it short and sweet. I just want to talk about the solar system because I really like what those two guys, the last two guys said, and then I want to talk about the earthquake thing as well.
Okay.
All right, now this is just a concept. I forgot where I read it or where I heard it from, but there was I guess like a one scientist. He was saying that everything about the solar system is a lie. Basically, what the concept was about was that the sun is pulling all of the planets and the moons, and the way you think about it is as if you know when people get married and they're in a car and then they tie cans to the back of the car, and you know what I'm saying, and
yeah,
they drive off and then the car is pulling all the cans.
Yeah.
So basically, he was just saying that he was giving an example that that's what the solar system really actually looks like. And if the car was going around a track and that represents the sun, the cans is turning with it. The car is pulling all the cans. You know what I'm saying? But this is just a concept. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you look at I forgot what this guy, I don't know if it's Copernicus or one of these guys. If you don't think about the lines and you look at hold on, let me see what the motto is. I wasn't prepared. Well, anyway, but I don't know if I forgot Copernicus, one of those guys. But if you look at the way that their version of the solar system was, and you like don't think about the lines, it kind of looks like the sun is actually pulling all the planets. You know what I'm saying? Instead of it revolving around things. It's just a concept. I know I sound crazy.
No, you don't sound crazy. There's a video I've seen where people have made models of this, so I'm very familiar with talking.
Yeah, and you know, when I look at some of these lectures online, and you think about the solar system that way, I'm sorry not to curse, but it really makes sense if niggas was first. You know what I'm saying? Because that would mean like there was a certain point of time where the Earth was stationary and Africa was facing the sun before everything started turning. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then the earthquake thing too, in Taiwan. I forgot the name of the movie, but there was a movie in Hollywood where in LA there was this earthquake thing going on, and there was this guy. He had instruments, you know what I'm saying, certain technology where he could clearly predict when an earthquake was coming. I think there's a seismograph, you know what I'm saying, something like that. I wasn't paying attention to earth science. So
I seen that
what
movie.
I'm just trying to say is that
I think Battlefield LA or some shit like that. I forget what it's called, but yeah.
Yeah, me too as well. What I'm just trying to say is that maybe, right, you know, these group of people, they can't control earthquakes, right? But they do see it coming.
I see what you're saying.
And they just don't say anything. They
Right.
just don't say anything. You know what I'm saying?
What if they see him coming and what if they see him coming and they give him a little oomph? You know, what if they're not creating him, but they see him coming and they give him a little push in the back, like, hey, be a little bit bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. But they definitely control the rain though, for sure. Cause my mom, she's in Saudi Arabia right now, and she was telling me like maybe 2 years ago when she went to Umrah last year, the sun was killing her. You know what I'm saying? But now she's telling me she's out there and it's cloudy, it's raining. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They put some clouds out there,
yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, for sure.
All right, man.
Only way they gonna
Appreciate you.
survive out there, you know?
Big fact.
I appreciate you, Mr. Hotep.
All right, Hotep and Bill. He got a point, yo. When you out there in the desert, you know what I'm saying? Where the fuck the rain coming from? How they got rain? Hotep Jack, I may be able to help with the mic problem. I'm a sound guy. I told him to call in, man. Let's talk to the sound guy. Who was this? Somebody sent me an audio clip. He must have sent that by accident. Who is this? All right, let's take a look at the drudge while we wait for the next caller. I can't find any of her singing. We'll have to wait and see. Well, I have this up here. I want to perform it. Actually, let me type it. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'll have to dig for it because YouTube sucks.
Call from
Jack Reeves.
Jack, what up, man?
Oh, not a lot, man. Beautiful day in Arizona. How are you doing today, sir?
Life is good. Life is good. How you gonna help me today, man?
Okay, so I've been listening since the beginning of the stream. I noticed you turned the compression off all the way.
Yeah.
That's what
I'll tell you what I got on here. Yeah, the compressor's off.
Okay, so what it sounds like to me is the gate is closing too hard.
Right.
What you need is more of a soft gate. So what this does, like, I'll give you an example.
Nah, just tell me how to fix it.
The screen.
Should I lower the gate?
Okay, so yeah, lower the gate and the threshold on the gate. Turn that
The close or the open?
I'm not. Let's see. In my mind's eye. So you're looking at the gate page, and it should have threshold, and then
Yeah, I got two thresholds, close and open. I got attack
so
time and I got
open-
hold time and release time.
Okay, the hold time you want that more open, and then you want it to release more. So basically,
I got you.
a way to do this is
I
do like
changed
a tone. So put your mic right up against your lips and go ooh, and then slowly back away and back away until it cuts off.
Oh, okay, I see back away. Okay, so
Yeah, you hear it clipping out.
Yeah.
As you probably get like a couple of inches away, and then
Yeah.
it'll clip out.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so that's the gate closing too hard.
Okay.
You want to soften that gate up, and
All right.
that should be the issue because
So I changed
yeah,
the
when
whole
you're not
time.
talking,
What else? What else should I change?
It's
peaking in the red.
If that. Oh, okay. Yeah, turn your gain down.
Turn the gain down. Let me turn the gain down. Turn
Yeah,
the
the
gain down. Turn
overall
the gain
gain.
down. I don't put the limiter on there. I put the limiter on. That ain't doing shit.
You shouldn't need a limiter because that's like a $250 Shure microphone. I know that microphone. It's great, but it does get a lot of off-axis reflection.
Okay.
So yeah, I understand why you're using gate and compression, but like when there's no signal coming through, it's dead silent.
Right.
And that's why it's clipping out a little bit. You know, it's, so now you can probably turn the compression back on a little bit.
Okay, let's turn the
That'll give it
compression
that
on.
warmth.
1 2 1 2 1 2. Oh, the compression. I got the gain too high. Let me turn down the gain. Turn down the gain.
Yeah, turn the gains down. That's where we're getting all this clipping.
All right. Hold on. I'm gonna put it at 5. Let me see. Ooh, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right, so I dropped the gain down. I got threshold here. Ratio, release. All right, all that should
Yeah, you
probably
want
be
the
good.
release up a little bit. I don't know.
But I'm
probably like-
clipping. Why am I clipping? It's just
It
probably
might
just
still be too much gain.
Too much gain?
on your channel,
All
on
right.
your input channel.
on my input. Yeah, 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. I think I sound better. How I sound now, y'all? Shout out Jack Reeves. How I sound now, y'all?
Ask
One, two,
ask
one,
the
two.
chat. What
One,
do
two,
they
one,
think? Is
two,
it
one,
still
two. Chat,
clipping?
it's getting better, right? Ooh. Yeah, I think that's it right there, Jack. I think you fixed it.
Oh God, dude. Yeah, I'm a sound engineer. This has been driving me fucking nuts for like an hour straight, dude. I'm just like, I know how to fix this. God damn it! Like, what the fuck? Oh shit.
All right,
All
you
right,
the
cool,
man,
man. I
yo.
can sleep
Appreciate
better
you.
tonight, man.
All right.
All right, hey. Blessings to the Hotep Nation. Peace to the world. Put the light on because the world needs our fucking light, man.
Okay.
And as always, Hotep and build.
Hotep and build. Fucking love my people, man. He fixed my mic. See that? Fucking love my people, man. It was fucking voice. Fucking kicking my ass. It's kicking my ass. I've been sitting here playing with this shit through the whole fucking stream trying to get this shit right. He calls in 2 minutes and the shit's fixed. That's all I had to do that whole time? Fucking whole time. Whole time. It was the whole time. Ohio Tep, call in as I pull up the drudge. We got that Trump shit still popping. MAGA judge. Jack Smith blast MAGA judge. Cannon working for the Don. Classified case turns hot. I don't really pay attention to much of that shit. I don't know. It's not interesting. I really can't explain it any further. Just we know what it is, right? It's them trying to slow him down. They know they can't pin nothing on him, but they just need him distracted. There's a swing to the hard right. There's a hard swing to the right, but they don't want it to be so swift. You see what I'm saying? It needs to be a smooth transition to the right. Oh, I do sound better. Oh, this is great, Jack. You're the best, bro. So that's what that's about. It's just slowing the move. All right. Taiwan, we went into that heavily thanks to our callers for providing text to that argument. I like the solar argument. I like the sound argument. I like the CERN argument. I like the natural disaster. I like them all, but I'm a Libra, so I'm whack like that. Where I just, we have ma'at. We are ma'at. We find peace and balance in all things. So what am I supposed to do about that? Oklahoma official with white nationalist ties ousted in recall vote. Damn. Fucked up.
Call from
DEI. Sorry, what up, bro?
What up?
What's happening?
Shit, he got me wanting to smoke today. But,
why not?
That was beside the point. Y'all got me thinking. Y'all happen to be talking about something I was watching a debate about the other day.
What?
Geocentrism.
Geocentrism.
Yeah, that was it was normally they're doing the flat Earth stuff, but they specifically got on the topic of light because I guess it's connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that Austin Witzig guy, I think you posted like one of his responses to the Matt Walsh movement and stuff. He's an interesting cat because he actually has some pretty good arguments for a lot of this stuff. So I was pretty impressed with his explanations and stuff. Like the way he was saying it was, and even the guy he was debating against kind of admitted, when they decided on the heliocentric model, it was more of a philosophical decision. So that's kind of a hint right there to like there might be a little bit more here to investigate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't know what the fuck you just said. You're gonna have to say that again. I wasn't paying attention.
It was more of a philosophical decision, I guess, when they decided to go with the heliocentric model, is what they say.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I guess, their idea was like us being at the center of everything. Like if the Earth was actually at the center of everything and everything was revolving around it, that would mean that we might be a little bit more special than we think we are.
Right. So they changed it so we wouldn't think so highly of ourselves.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the, that's probably one of the most convincing, like it's not a scientific argument or anything, but if they're admitting themselves that it was a philosophical decision, do I need a scientific argument to refute that? Like,
right.
I think what they say is what is asserted without evidence is easily dismissed without evidence. It's something like that.
Yeah.
So Yeah, you have me thinking about some of those things, man.
Yeah,
'Cause Jonah might be right.
I this is stuff that Ali Shakur was studying, heliocentrism versus geocentrism, and I got bored of it and left it alone because, my thing with outer space is outside of the chemistry, the chemistries type stuff that we can learn from the various minerals that exist in outer space and crash land on the Earth and all of that, right? Like outside of that stuff, it's like, what do I do with that information? Okay, so everything's revolving around Earth. Cool. What the fuck do I do with that information now? Right? Like,
right, yeah.
Like now what? Right? Yeah. That's how I think about information. Like now that I have information, how does this affect me? And I'm like, all right, outer space is fake. All right. So should I build a spaceship and go try and hit? People's like, well, that's why we always crash because we keep hitting the outside. I'm like, okay, fair point, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to build my own space station and report back. Hotep space station coming soon. Who gonna be a space cadet? Where my space cadets in the chat? Post a motherfucking astronaut emoji in the chat. If you gonna be one.
I low key want to do like a lot of the stuff that people claim
space exploration.
Kind of buys companies. Yeah, I want to start spinning up.
Tari the Space Explorer. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Like I like to do.
We about to turn you into the first Hotep astronaut.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not much of a thrill seeker, but I'm definitely interested in it. I'm a truth seeker, so
Yeah. As soon as we do, because I can't let you die. So we're gonna do some test missions first, make sure we got the shit down, and then we're gonna send you down to space. And you report back. You're gonna go live on fucking Rumble or some shit.
We were talking about like the underwater exploration too. We might be able to do something like that sooner, see if we can find some stuff, hidden, buried under the ocean and whatnot. Find one of those shit.
Yeah, I can't
like
wait
that
to.
Submarine tried to do.
I can't wait to walk over to the science department and see what the science department has going on. It's gonna be some miraculous things. I'm gonna walk over to Tanai's wing of the building. I have to dedicate. Like when I talk to Tanai about the science department in Hotepistan, I have to give him pretty much unlimited resources as far as I need him to tell me how much space do you need. I don't want to come to him and say, here's the space we got. I want to come to him and be like, how much space do you need? And then we'll start the conversation here. He's probably going to be like, hey, bro, sky's the limit. I can build this lab, that lab, this lab, that lab. Like, what lab do we need? I know there's some niceties, and we're gonna scale it down some, but I can't wait to do the science department and be a science student and just. I'm probably gonna be hanging out in the science department. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna be in the science department heavy.
I know you'd be looking at the Drudge and everything. One thing it'd be cool to look at is what I do sometimes. I go to the science.com, and because they always got like
science.com
or whatever. Yeah, some new stuff that be coming out and stuff. It always will give you like a hint as to like what is going on. You'll be surprised some of the articles will be on there.
I'm about to pull it up right now. I like science. When I was a kid, I wanted it. My shit said scientist / SWAT specialist. I wanted to be in the SWAT when I was a kid.
See, I wanted to be I was into the detective stuff. So I wanted to be like a mad scientist, but I also kind of wanted to be like a detective, like a private investigator. Which I might be. See, I saw that one girl you had on here. Was it BX?
Yeah.
She's a private investigator. I'm like,
yeah,
shit,
he's
might
sick.
be a lane for it.
Yeah. Wireless neural recording system conforms to brain. Lord Jesus. He thought Elon was bad.
I remember seeing that. Yeah, they had one like it was like binaural, like essentially like kind of recording like sounds in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Like science.com be having some shit, man.
All right, I'm about to check it out. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Hotep and Bill. Shout out, Tari. What? Hold on. Modern Blackfoot people descend from ancient Ice Age lineage. See, we was just talking about this shit. See? Told y'all, there's more to this story than what you believe. They doing that mRNA shit on here. Grave robbers plunder battlefields. What's wrong with that? Shouldn't have been fighting. Interesting things. I'm going to have to add science.com to my list of things to check out on, what's this little motherfucker? This Therapeutic Administration of Cross-Reactive MAB targeting the fusion glycoprotein of Nipah virus protects non-human primates. Okay. Bunch of shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. Go back to Drudge, which is more my speed. You got to know your strengths and your weaknesses, y'all. Got to know your strengths and your weaknesses. That shit had me over. I was way over my head, but I'm going to check. We're going to check that. I want to check that. Apple robots to follow users around homes. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, let's look at this motherfucker. Look at him. Nope, I don't trust him. His eyes too motherfucking big. I don't trust this motherfucker. Why is his eyes so big? Why are his eyes so big? Better to see you with. That's what the big bad wolf would say. Better to see you with. What the fuck is this shit? We're on macrumors.com right now. Apple exploring mobile robot that follows users around their home. Jesus Christ. We doing too much. We doing too much, y'all. Nope. That's a big no for me, y'all. We're going to have to say no to that one. No, thank you. Amazon ditches just walk out. Cashiers in India watched you shop. I don't care. Yes, we're divided, but Americans still agree on most core American values. 1 in 5 think violence may solve. I'm going to keep my comments on that to myself. Yes, we're divided, but new AP North poll shows Americans still agree on most core American values. Let's see what these values are. What are these values? The right, equal protection under the law. Okay. The right to vote. Okay. Right. Freedom of speech. The right to privacy. See, I don't believe in freedom of speech. You're going to have to take me out. Motherfuckers got too much speech in this country. Certain types of speech is going to have to be banned in Hotep. Right to privacy. I agree with that. Freedom of religion. No. That's a big no for me as well. We're, in Hotepistan, we will be monotheistic. We will have one religion. That will be the official religion of the land. And you will not put any of your churches, your mosques, your temples in Hotepistan. I'm sorry, that's not going to work. We'll have our own temples built. I mean, you're free to do whatever the fuck you want because you have the right to privacy. You see what I'm saying? You have the right to privacy. So if you want to, praise Jesus in your room, by all means, but there will not be a church on Hotepistan because I don't believe in freedom of religion. I believe that the religion is the first government. Religion's the first government. So when we lay down our religion, that's really going to tell you a lot about our law. Okay? And we're going to be pulling right from ancient texts. We're going to be pulling from Papyri Ani and various other documents. Put together our religion. And the great thing about our religion is you can have other religion. You can be Christian and still be Hotep.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Did he fix this too?
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Did he fix this? I don't know that one. The right of people to assemble peacefully. Maybe. Your name is Black Lives Matter, you will be banned. Freedom of press. No, I don't believe in freedom of press. No, not in Hotepistan. Some of these newspapers are going to have to get chopped. This is the problem, man. America's got too much freedom. I said it earlier. The older I get, the less I conform to everybody else's ideologies of libertarianism, conservatism, and I just try to blend all of them together in a nice little interesting pot. And try to just, insert nuance. Like I said earlier here, America has too much freedom in all of the wrong places, not enough fascism in the right places. That's what we want freedom in the right places and fascism in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of press, no, there will be one newspaper in Hotepistan. There will be one media outlet in Hotepistan. It will be the official media outlet. If you set up any of your fucking media companies, hold on a second. You will not be allowed to set up any media company inside the walls of Hotepistan. You won't even be able to broadcast through your YouTube channel without authorization from the official government of Hotepistan before you broadcast. And that is subject to change. Okay. You want to know where we went wrong? America was a bad idea.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Freedom was a bad idea. Freedom was a bad idea. Okay? Oh, man. Am I cooking y'all or am I? Let me get some chefs in the chef emojis in the chat if I'm cooking or not. Like, I'm crazy. Like, I'm insane. The thoughts I entertain, are out there. They are out there. I try to stretch the boundaries of ideology. The right to keep and bear arms. You are definitely going to need to register your arms in Hotepistan. We're going to have North Korea, China type rules on the gun. But everyone in Hotepistan will be armed because we're going to have to be ready. Absolutely. We're going to be ready. Young Gulag. Now you just get a first class trip out. We're not going to have jails. There will be no jails. What up, Jay? I'm mad I didn't get to kick it with y'all at Grifties. We got to do a HotepCon so we can kick it because I didn't get a chance to kick it with Jay and a lot of y'all. I didn't get a chance to kick it with Lauren. Japan had great gun control. I'm going to have to study that. You've arrived at what the dissident right has believed for years. Really? This dissident right. I like this group of people. Tell me more. Tell me more. Are miniguns allowed in Hotepistan? Now, hold on now. You'll have to register that one. You might have to be a member of the army, the official Hotep army. 0 amendments in Hotepistan. Yeah, maybe. No, I might be a fan of the amendments. Somebody might find a loophole and we might have to amend some shit. The thing is, in order to understand, like, you can never really get perfection. That's what my email today was about. Go subscribe. I write emails to my peeps, hotepjesus.com. And I guess I'll start publishing them on locals as well. So if you guys subscribe to my locals, I'll start sharing them as well because there's gems in. Animal Farm. Animal Farm is the thing where it starts with a set of rules and then it gets amended and amended and amended and amended and amended to the point where you can't even recognize the original document anymore. Right? So it's a fascinating story that, everybody should read, it's a children's book in some ways. I can't wait until my daughter, I want to wait until my daughter, like, old enough to sit down and really absorb a story, like listen to the story, and I'm going to read that and brainwash her into becoming Hotepistani communist dictator. Yeah, I think that's. How's the audio sounding? I think the audio's been great since Jack called in, right? We're back. Are we back now? Jack, next time my audio kicks in or does some dumb shit, hit me up so we can get it fixed. Shout out to Jack. Fucking man. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I'll settle for Sentry Mines. Oh my God, he's got mines. Oh. All right, let's go back. So yeah, this whole concept of, we believe the same shit. Yeah, everybody's fucking wrong. That's the problem. Everybody is believing in just some bad ideals. I think the highlight of my rant was freedom of religion. There will not be freedom of religion. No. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Like, on one hand, y'all saying freedom of religion. On the other hand, y'all saying, how dare you bring the satanic image into the government hall? Nigga, you said it was freedom of religion. If that's their God, you gotta let that shit rock. Or you don't believe in that. And I'm on the side where I don't believe in that. Where if you come in the Hotepistan, you put up some motherfucking Satan and shit, I'm gonna have to get you a one-way trip out. He's gonna pack your bags and we're gonna put you right outside the wall. You're gonna have to go back through the Vets Valley. You know, I disagree. Again, the older I get, the more communist and fascist I get. It's just America has too much freedom in all the wrong places and not enough fascism in the right places. I can actually, I noticed that now that the audio is better, I can actually concentrate on what I'm saying. This is great. This is better for the content. Because before I'm like distracted by like, am I sounding right? Did they hear that? You know what I'm saying? Can't flow. Thank you, Jack. You're amazing. All right. I'm gonna spend a couple more minutes on the drudge. Then I'm gonna get Ghost. We got chess tonight. Chess.com/Hotep Jesus. No, I said chess.com. Kick.com/Hotep Jesus. Candidate starts tomorrow. Can't wait. Hikaru versus. Oh, let's look at the matchup. I'm sorry. I just want to look at the pairing. I'm sorry, the pairing. Called pairing. Let's look at it because I know Hikaru's playing Bobby, right? All right, round one. Bobby versus Hikaru. What matches? I think Ali Reza versus Prague is the match to watch. This is the match. This is the match I'm going to watch. Ali Reza. This is the match I'm going to analyze. Ali Reza Firouzja versus Praggnanandhan. Yeah. Gukesh versus Vidit is going to be very interesting. Yeah, can't wait. Anyway, let's go back. Chinese rocket explodes over California after rogue reentry to Earth's atmosphere. Lord have mercy. What they do? Try to go to the moon? Andy Cohen turned Bravo into cable. Cares. Bird flu. They've been trying to hit us with the bird flu bug. Is Antifa gang trial in street brawl opens landmark legal test? Huh? Is Antifa a gang? The trial of two men charged in a 3-year-old street brawl in California could reshape the image of one of the most debated political movements in America, Antifa. Prosecution case rests not on proving that Lightfoot and White engaged in the acts they're accused of, hardly in dispute, as they're caught on camera from multiple angles, but that they did so as part of a broader conspiracy to commit violence. That conspiracy, Harvey and her team have argued, was organized under and inspired by the banner of Antifa, a political movement of far-left militants who oppose neo-Nazis and white supremacists at demonstrations and other events. I could see this story getting legs at some point, probably when the decision comes down. Brian Lightfoot, one of the two defendants. Damn. They had a brother getting caught up. See, we always go down for the fuck shit. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? They set up Antifa. Niggas done signed up for the bullshit. I hope he wasn't Antifa. I hope I'm just reading it. What's his name? Brian Lightfoot? Dang. Let's see what it says about Lightfoot. Is he related to Lori? Yeah, looks like he was one of them. But defense attorneys argued the case opens the door for conspiracy allegations against anyone who protests against fascism or even dresses in black. It has a chilling effect on political expression. That's not a bad defense, right? You're saying, well, this isn't a conspiracy or a gang. We are doing something good. These are good guys. A gang-style conspiracy conviction could effectively double any prison sentence. Damn. So what happened? What happened? Damn, she got his social media up here. This nigga's Antifa name was John Wick. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Let's see. Social media handles. Antifa. Antifa boy ACAB 5. Broke it to the second. Big money peso. Yo, this nigga name was John Wick. Oh, they about to kill this nigga. Oh, man, they about to nail him to the cross. Damn. We always get caught up in this political bullshit. We always go down for it. I always said under Joe Biden. Let's go here before I leave. I know we're thinking the same thing. Lauren Boebert underwent surgery Tuesday after a blood clot was found in her leg. She has been diagnosed with a vascular condition, her campaign said. And I said, I know what we're all thinking. I said, I know we're all thinking the same thing. Hashtag blood clot. This guy, Michael Cook, says they are some other type of clot. Okay. Somebody said clot shot. No, I don't know. It's looking spooky. Did Lauren Boebert get the vax, y'all? Somebody tell me, because y'all probably know better than me. Did Lauren Boebert get the vax? Did she get it? Antifa boy ACAB is hilarious. Yeah, it is. They killed that nigga. He called this nigga said his name was John Wick. Lauren Klotberg. Come on. Come on, man. We praying for a healthy recovery. I hope she pulls through. I really hope she pulls through. I hope this emergency, surgery works out for her. Tari said, I assume she didn't, but I don't know. I hope not. I hope this is unrelated. I really hope this is unrelated. But prayers up for Lauren Boebert. I'm hoping she pulls through. Anyway. Shout out Fresh Mike. What up, Mike? Anyway, tonight, chess training with International Master Alejandro Moreno from the island of Cuba will be leading instruction tonight. Tonight is sacrificing your queen. So we'll be looking at some positions on when it makes sense to sacrifice your queen. And it's going to be a very interesting and tough study. So kick.com/Hotep Jesus if you guys want to get really fucking good at chess. I got really fucking good. I'm feeling really strong in chess these days. Although I don't play too many games, I just, understanding of the game very superior than what it was. And I'm probably going to stream sometime this weekend. I'm probably going to stream some chess game, maybe Friday. I promised to do it last night. Actually, I didn't promise. I said I might not last night, and I didn't last night. I went to bed at like 9 p.m. I ate and went to bed. Knocked out. Tired. I had a bunch of phone calls after the stream. Phone calls just coming. And I had to handle business. But yeah. So that's where I'll be tonight. You guys can join me. Kick.com/Hotep Jesus. Until then, be well. Stay merry. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. And as always, Hotep and Bill. Thank you, Jack Reeves, for fixing the audio. What?
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,